Talker with the Strat Time Report. So, what's the Strat for newer folks here at Ticker Talker? The Strat is short for the strategy. And as I did a spot here a week ago on Thursday, hopefully you got to check that out. And if you're listening to me, hopefully you continue to listen to me because what I said then was eventually everybody's going to trade this way because it's just too efficient. What do I mean by that? Let's go here and what did I talk about yesterday? All right, so let's take a look at the S&P Spider. So one of the things you want to know about right now is if you go to the upper left, you're going to notice that we are completely within yesterday's range. All right, can you see that? You can see that. Good. So that's bad, right? The good thing was we had such a huge range that it was still tradable, right? So we go inside on the day, and now if you go to the lower left, you're going to see we have an inside bar on the 60, which means we couldn't take out the previous high or the previous low of the 60 minute. We're stuck in here, right? That's something we want to know about, right? Because it's an equilibrium. The good thing is that the ranges are big enough to trade it, but we want to be aware of that, right? We want to be trading things that are taking out yesterday's highs or yesterday's lows. And the reason is you always want to be trading in a situation where you know that people are in losing positions. Okay, so how do we know that they're in a losing position? Well, yesterday the market tanks, right? So when we started to recover here in mid morning, we want to go after anybody that's taking out yesterday's highs. Why? Because anybody who is short something, they got what they wanted. The market completely tanked yesterday. And they can hold overnight and be like, well, maybe it'll play catch up and tank with the market today. When that doesn't happen, it's a little thing we call stick it to them. All right? When you take out yesterday's highs, you're going to jam anybody who's short. Conversely, when the market starts to rally and then starts tanking again, right? So we gapped up here, if you're lower left, we gapped up and then starts tanking again. We're going to go after anybody taking out yesterday's lows. Why? Because anybody who stayed long or got long, they got what they wanted. The market gapped up. But when it starts tanking and taking out yesterday's lows, it's a little thing we call stick it to them because we know where they're going to put their stops. So let's take a look at a few things here. Once again, there's something called a simultaneous break. And what that means is when you have a setup that is triggering on almost everything, right? Almost everything, it's almost not going to reverse. So yesterday was a simultaneous break to the downside, which means that almost everything was taking out the previous day's lows. If you go to the upper left, almost everything yesterday was taking out previous lows and tanking, right? In that case, it's almost impossible to turn that around. So if you were buying yesterday, shame on you. There's almost no way you're going to do that, right? So what did I also talk about yesterday? Let's take the weekly S&P Spider here in the upper middle. Did I also talk about we know that outside bars exist, taking out both sides of a previous range? I did, okay? And so during the show yesterday, I said, we're going to go take that out, right? Because outside bars exist. Did we do that? We did, all right? I also, when I was here, was talking about a 5-minute SPY setup. I'm going to show you this here. Right as I was here talking to a you. Oops, let's blow this up so you can see it. Oops. Yesterday in here. So when it started to tank, I was talking right in here. Now it's a little tight here, but you're going to see this here. This inside bar. It goes up, it goes inside and tanks. That's a 2-1-2 reversal, an inside bar reversal on the 5-minute. Now, if we go to today, here was what the simultaneous break looked like today. We can expect reversals during an inside day. All right? Because it's consolidating. So when we open inside day, now we took a shot at taking it down, but what you're going to see here, we take out the 60-minute high. Here, we gap up into here, right? You can see that, right? So this is higher than that. This is the reversal right here. It's called a 2-2 reversal. 2 to the upside, and then you take this out. This was a simultaneous break. If you look at almost everything, it tanked from there, right? It was beautiful and gorgeous. However, it wasn't weak enough to take out yesterday's lows. So there's something we call the flip, which just happened, bottom of the hour, okay? And so the bottom of the hour, what you're going to notice is automated trading. And it's real obvious. You see the difference here? It tanks, and as soon as there's a new hour here, they start to cover and go inside. Now you're going to see this. As soon as there's a new hour, look at this. Now they're back to selling. right? You can see these computers clear as day. Okay, so this 2-2 was absolutely gorgeous. And then right on the flip here, if you go to the 30 or the 15, you see this. This is down below that, and then this is the reversal right here, 2-2 back up, right? And so you can play that, especially on a Friday using options, because options are cheaper on Friday because they're about to expire, and it's gorgeous. So now the problem here is, how are we going to get out of this? How are we going to get outside of this range in the S&P, and are we going to stay inside day? So we're going to mind the direction of this 60. Every 60 we're going to know, and we want to know if you take out that, or if this closes inside again. Because what you're seeing now, like I talked about yesterday, is a lot of things looking like the futures or futures related products. Look at this, QQQ inside. Here, the 2-2 reversal. Beautiful. And this actually took out yesterday's lows. And now you can see right on the flip, we're starting to tank again, right? So we can start going back to the downside. Very nice, very nice. So, like I said before, your hit list is very simple on days like today. You pull up a scan here, and what you do is you search for anything taking out yesterday's highs or lows. Here, there's your yesterday's low is your hit list, right? These are the guys who are tanking below yesterday, and then your yesterday's highs. There's your hit list on the upside. So let's take a look. Get this thing to move. Let's take a look at some of this stuff. QDEL here. So now it comes back in. Here's a weekly, still green. And so you're going to watch these 60s once again. So here, upper left, you can see here it takes out yesterday's highs. Right now it's stalling out and coming back in if you go to the middle. Right, so we'll see if this thing sets up again. If you follow my pointer lower middle, you're going to see this. Right, inside on the 30. This is a continuation pattern. Boom, up, inside, go, and take out all of this stuff. So we'll see if that resets up in QDEL. Melly, Mercado Libre. Here, like I said, new flip coming, new 60. Right, so we want to see if this sets up again. But once again, here's what you're looking for on the daily. Anything taking out yesterday's highs. Right, Melly does that up in the upper left. Right, so we're going to stay on this. It's also above last week's highs in the middle. Right, and so here's the continuation on the 60 that you look for. All right, it gaps up into here, then slightly takes that down. Right, that stops them all out. Then as soon as it takes this out, we're in. Boom, right there. Now we just got to let it set up, because like I said, a lot of these things are going to go inside 60 and stay inside day, so we want to avoid anything that's doing that. Lamar, Lamr, and you'll see a lot of these things on this window here that we're keeping an eye on for these same reasons. So Lamar, upper left, you can see is above yesterday's highs. Now it needs to set up again, right? And if we go to the 60s and the 30s, right, you'll see this. It goes up, it comes in. Inside to the downside, downside, boom, here's your reversal right here, right? Because this took out the lows and then this takes out the highs. That's a reversal. And the reason we want to look for something like that, we call it pivot machine gun. Because not only did it line up at the middle, 2-2 reversal to take this out, wherein these become an outside bar of all this, but here, anybody who's short this is going to be short against pivots and where they got in. Here, 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 and here. Ready? Boom, one shot and they're gone. You've got GDS. GDS, once again, like a lot of these things, we can expect some consolidation because we're having inside days and inside 60s, right? But once again, taking out yesterday's highs, upper left, takes that out. It's above last week's highs, right? Now we'll see on the lower middle, you're going to see if it goes inside on the 60, right? But once again, here on the 30, it takes out, slight the low, and then boom, right here. It takes it right up here. Here on the 60 minute, call this a momentum hammer, right? Now, price can't actually have momentum because there's not physics involved, but we call that because what happens here is that anybody got short in here, right? And then it comes back up, guess where the stops go? Right here. And when you combine that with natural buyers, because we're green on the other time frames, it just explodes to the upside. Now you're going to have consolidation there. We've got OCUL here. And here you can see in the upper middle, this is an inside bar on the weekly. it's breaking above that. If you go to the upper left, you're going to see that down, taking out those, reversal right here over 739. Now we're going to see if that sets up again. Where's that reversal again here on the 30? Here. Stop out the lows, and then right here. And where's the pivot machine gun? Here, 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 and here. Boom. Thanks for playing. If we go to CTXS, here. Still an inside day, but enough range to play, right? You're going to see once again on the 30, the 2 up, the down right here. Pivots there and there, gone. Inside on the 60 in the lower middle. 2, 1, 2. Now we'll see if that sets up again. You've got 5 below. And I keep running out of time. I could talk about the market all day long. Here, taking out yesterday's highs. Goes up in the lower middle, then stops them out. There's your hammer. Ready? 2, 2, boom. Why? Here, taking out yesterday's highs. This was in my video last night. That's something you'd want to know about, don't you think? I do. Then you go lower middle, up, down, right there. Boom, you're in. On the downside, Tesla. Thanks for playing the Tesla. Right here on the upper left. As soon as it took out yesterday's lows, you're in. Below 972. All right? It's trading 940. All right? You like 30 bucks? I do. Now you can see this slightly taking out the highs and slightly taking out this. There's your reversal back down on the 30 below 940.92. Right now. But you got an inside 60 to keep an eye on. There you go. Domino's Pizza. Here. Upper left. As soon as it takes out yesterday's lows. Also in my video from last night. Below 382.18. Trading 374 if you like another 8 bucks over there for almost doing nothing. Now you can watch this inside 60 to see if that comes through. Netflix. What's that doing? Is that taking out yesterday's lows? I think it is. There you go. Right there. You're in right below here. 424.16. So there's another 6 bucks out of Netflix. And you can see here in the lower left. Inside bar to the downside. That's a continuation pattern, right? To hit it with more size. Below 420.06. All right. There's another 2 bucks. On your ad after you're already in. You want to add to your winners, folks. That's how you make a lot of money. Lulu. Oh, no. Gap and puke. All right. So, with Lulu, it gaps, and so you'd have to work a little bit on this thing, but here's an inside 30 here. Takes that down. If we go to a 15er, you'll see this. Inside bar also here. It's so beautiful. Come up to fill the gap. Then here. Below this shooter. This is a 2 down. This is a 2 up. Right here. You're in. Below 304.68. Inside bar. Right? That's an equilibrium. They tried to take it up, and as soon as this thing turns red right here, you hit it. Right? Because we know outside bars exist. And it's going to turn red. It's going to take that out. Faux show. So, that opening was 298.22. Boom. 292.73. Not bad. We're also looking at Phillips Van Heusen Puker. Like so. Taking out yesterday's lows. Right there. Below 52.22. Trading 48.23. There's another 4 bucks. Just knowing what you're doing. Then you can wait for it to set up again. I missed it. Let it pop up. Lower left. Pops up. Right here is your reversal. Below 48.56. Right? Now you're in and you got a winning position. So what you want to do is create winning positions and let them ride and then add to them. So that's it for the Strat Time Report. You might take a look at Gander and write down some of this stuff that I didn't have time to talk to you, but that's going to do it for today and this week. Everybody, I hope you have a great week and even better weekend. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker TV with the Strat Report.